Hi guys, we're back again. Today we're doing, what are we doing today, Cal?
We're going to do some washing tips today. So you might have seen our write-up on this, offering some tips and useful products on washing, and yeah, we're just going to do a little video demonstrating those and how they could be useful if you're learning to do your washing, or if you're doing your washing with no sight or partial sight.
Yes, so we're going to go through all that and we'll show you how Callum does it, how we've made our washing machine accessible and all that.
So our washing machine is quite a decent layout. So it's got a dial with the different settings, and on the pointer of the dial, as you can see, we've put a bump on there, and we've also put a bump on the quick wash setting because that's what we use the most. And you probably won't be able to hear this, but the dial, if I twist it, it does little clicks at each setting, so I can feel that when the two bump-ons are lined up like that, that is the quick wash setting. And I can also tell that if I go, for example, one click just before the quick wash setting or one click just after, then I can also tell what setting that is as well. So that's really useful. It's also got buttons as well. There's no touchscreen controls on it or anything like that. So I know that the left button, for example, is the start button, and then if I needed the other settings as well, then I can just feel where those buttons are. Obviously that bit will vary depending on how your machine works, but hopefully that gives you a little bit of an idea of how it could be made accessible, little tips you can do, for example with the bump-ons.
So then, what do you do, Cal? So you put the washing in, don't you?
Yeah.
So we have one wash basket for darks and colours, and we have another for whites, don't we?
Yeah.
So as we're going along through the week, we separate our clothes like that, don't we?
Yeah, try and separate them into lights and darks so that I don't end up messing those up.
And then from that you can just shove this in now, can't you?
Yeah.
So do you want to do that now?
Yeah, I can do that. So yeah, I'll start putting the washing in now. So just open the door, and I'm going to move the wash basket sort of next to the door, and that then just means that I can't really drop any, or if I do drop some, then it's going to be around this sort of area, so I can just feel along, and it's usually going to be pretty easy for me to find if I've dropped anything.
So while Callum's putting some washing in, we'll talk about how Callum separates the washing as he's going along. Obviously I can just separate my washing easy enough, but I don't.
Alright for some.
Yeah, but I don't do anything for you, do I?
No.
So, well, that sounds horrible. Not in a horrible way. So Callum can, all of Callum's clothes are pen friended, so they've got labels on them, and you can go through and listen to what colour is in there, can't you? Because I've told you on them whether they're white or not. And then from that, Callum can separate them. Or the other thing you use quite a bit is seeing AI, isn't it?
Yeah. Now we have got a video coming on seeing AI. There's a write-up on it on the website. So if you go to the suggested products page, you can find that. And there's a colour recognition function on there. So you can hold it up to your clothes. It's not the most reliable, but you can hold it up to your clothes and you can get a little bit of an idea of what colours they are as well. And like I said, there's a write-up with more information on that. But that can be very useful if you've not got a pen friend label, or you don't have a pen friend, then that's quite a useful thing to use as well.
And is seeing AI free, Cal?
Yeah, free on the iPhone. It's not available on Android yet, but it is. If you've got an iPhone, then yeah, it's completely free, just from the App Store.
Right, so have you finished putting the washing in?
Yeah, not all of it's in, but that's all we can fit in for now.
Right, and then you've just checked the floor. You're just checking the floor at the minute, aren't you, Cal?
Yeah, just making sure that I've not dropped anything. I don't think I have.
Nope, you've not. And
That's
then,
a change.
what do you do next?
So next, as I've said, we've separated the colours best we can, but we also use these colour catchers. So I'll get one of these. Hold it up.
So it's just literally like a piece of paper.
A piece of really thin paper, basically, and all that does is, I don't really know how it works, but all it does is just sort of stops the colours from interfering with each other, shall we say?
So it just catches any colour that's floating around in the water. It catches it essentially, instead of letting it float around with the rest of the washing, and then they change colour. That catches it.
Yeah, and these aren't perfect, but you know, they wouldn't work for everything. But I like to put them in just in case I've we've accidentally mixed some up. Then they're a nice little thing just to put in, for a bit of peace of mind. So all you do with these is just put one in, just sort of anywhere within your washing, really. So just wherever you can get it to fit, you can just put it in.
So you've just put it on top there, haven't you, Cal?
I've just put it on top, yeah, that should do. They don't have to be straight or anything like that. Just wherever you can get it in, it'll be fine. And we also use, because pouring powder or liquid into the washer can be a bit of a nightmare for a lot of visually impaired people, so we use these washing pods as well. So they come in like a plastic container, which I'm just opening. And then that is one of the pods.
So this pod here, it's a very fragile, isn't it, Cal?
Yeah, you are best not to squeeze them or hold them too hard, because I've never had this happen to me, but I've been told it can be a bit of a nightmare if they explode in
Yeah,
in your
apparently
hands.
it just doesn't come off your hands for like ages. So that's one disadvantage of them, but they're so much easier for you than powder or liquid that you may as well just use them, hadn't you, Cal?
Yeah.
And like Callum said, we've not actually had any issues like that yet. So as long as you're careful, it doesn't happen, really.
So the only thing you have to do with these is put them in. You want to try and sort of wrap them up within the washing if you can. So you want to try and sort of put them within the kind of centre of your washing, if that makes sense. I don't know if you can see where I've just put that there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I usually put 2 in. Sometimes you'd be fine with 1, but I like to put in 2 just to be sure. So I'll put another one in, same way, but just in a slightly different place. And then there we go, that's that. I'll just check that nothing's come out while I was doing all that. Doesn't seem to have.
Nope, it's not.
So there we go, I'll just close the door now. And there we go, that's that all in. So all I would need to do now is, in fact it's already on the quick wash setting from when I demonstrated that to you earlier. So all I would need to do now is just press this button on the left here, this start button, and then that will start it going. I'm not going to do it just yet because it's quite noisy, so you probably wouldn't be able to hear us for the end of the video, but that's it. And once you're done with your washing as well, the colour catchers, the pods, should I say, they just dissolve in the water, so you don't need to worry about them. The colour catchers don't though, they'll still be hanging around, so you'll just need to find them within your clothes. They'll be easy to feel.
And just put them in the bin, don't you, Cal?
Just bin them, yeah, once you've used them.
Just make sure it's not a sock.
Yeah.
And that's it really, isn't it?
Yeah, so they're the tips that we have. But obviously we'd love to hear from you if you've got any more, or if you found these ones useful.
And if you've even tried it, like if you've given it a go, let us know. You don't have to just give it a go if you're living on your own either. Like, if you're living at home with your parents, then it'll be useful just to give it a try, wouldn't it, Cal?
Yeah, they'd probably appreciate it as well. Help them out. And, you know, give it a go and let us know either way how it went. You know, it's normal for things not to go perfect the first time, especially things like this. So, you know, we'd love to hear from you if you've given it a go either way. You know, let us know how it went, what happened. And as always, you know, let us know what we could be doing better as well, if we could be describing them better, or if there's any tips that you think we've missed. We'd love to hear from you.